Should all be set here.
I guess we could talk about PlayStation 6 coming out until 2028 minimum. We could talk about that for a little bit.
Oh yeah. We are live. We are live. We got my right hand man Ty in the house. We got the tech giant Lavon himself.
What's up?
He is here to give his expertise on the technical side of not just gaming but anything. Lavon's a smart kid, college kid, but he's not doing my taxes this year. So, that being said, welcome everybody to Arcade episode number 3, where it's hard. Well, our other co-host, Parker the Captain Parker, nowhere to be found. Don't know where he is, but he's probably out somewhere with Jim Ryan, hoping that the deal doesn't go through. But he probably is. But first, I want to talk about God of War Ragnarok. Before I even get into the Activision deal, I want to get into this God of War Ragnarok. And the reason why I want to get into Ragnarok is because I think it's a little bit overrated. I got about 43 hours into the game. I'm one of those completionist dudes, I like to get everything, bro. All the side quests, this and that, whatever. But I find myself... Alright, this is how it's going for me so far for Ragnarok. Long story, small battle. Atreus cries a little bit. Short battle, long story crying. Short battle, long story crying. Traveling over these realms. Backtracking everywhere I've been. Another story. A lot of talking. It's a lot of dialogue in this game. It's so much to the fact that I can honestly say I think Ty just gave me a stat. Ty, how many hours of cinematics do they have in this game?
YouTube is 15 hours.
15 hours. Hell, I think that's more than Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West combined.
And people been capping too. They say that game looked better than Plague Tale. No, it doesn't.
Well,
no, it's not.
I haven't played Plague Tales yet, but I can tell you that God of War does not look better than Horizon Forbidden West. It does not. Hold on one second. Hey, I'm live on there. Can y'all close this door? All right. Okay, I'm back. Kids yelling across the house. It's crazy. But a lot of cinematic, and I get it. That's kind of what Sony does. So I'm not gonna sit here and say that it's bad to have a bunch of cinematics. That's what you need in a story-driven game. A lot of cinematics. But I will say, for me, at least for now, this God of War Ragnarok, 43 hours in, there ain't much of fighting going on, folks. I don't know what you want me to say here. It's not. Hell, it's a lot of puzzles, more puzzles, and I like that. The whole puzzle thing, a lot of puzzles. There's a lot of talking. Not as much action. I do like they replaced those Berserker Stone guys with the Valkyries. Like, they're hard, like mini bosses. Like, yo, they're hard as hell, bro. Like, I ain't gonna front. I don't even go to them bosses without one of those resurrection stones in my back pocket, because they're gonna give you the business. They're gonna give you the business real bad over there. But listen, I'm not telling you I'm not enjoying it. I am enjoying the game. It gets a little frustrated sometimes where you're trying to navigate your way through the world. It's just I didn't like it in the first one like that. The way that you navigate kind of bothers me a little bit. But all in all, it's a good game. Not a great game, a good game. I can say that a lot of people try to compare it to Forbidden West, and they say, As far as Forbidden West, they said the story wasn't as good. I give you that. As Forbidden West's story is probably not as good because it's an original story, whereas God of War is, they're using Norse mythology, Greek mythology. So it's not like it's an original story. Like anybody can take a great story like mythology and add their little twists and turns to it. Where Forbidden West, not so much. I mean, they've taken elements from different stories, but it's not like they did it like the way Santa Monica did. So Ty, how far are you into the game?
I'm at the part where I got a free fray. I'm like towards the beginning because I ain't been playing that much because I've been sick and everybody been sick. So yeah, but they do talk a lot. God damn, they talk a lot. It's like you fight, long talk, do a little fighting, long talk, do a little fighting, long talk. And that's kind of crazy to me. Cause I ain't gonna lie, Forbidden West, at least when you start fighting, you be in action for a while.
Yeah.
Even though I ain't like Forbidden West, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't like it, but
I think the pacing is not as good to this God of War as the last one.
The first one had a good pacing.
Yeah, this pace is a little different. And shout out to my man Vaughn, who loves to mention completion rates. And I showed him, I said, hey Vaughn, for this Ragnarok, the completion rate is only at 27%. You know what 2018 God of War completion rate was at that time?
What, 60?
47. 47%. And that's 47% where a lot of people went to go finish the old one before they got into the new one. This sucker here is struggling at 27%. So I did the math. If you take 5.1 million and you do 27%, that means only 365,000 people roughly actually finished God of War Ragnarok. So much for that, these bangers and how many you gonna sell.
And you do gotta realize a lot of people bought it with the bundle and they probably didn't give a damn about that game. They probably just sat it to the side.
Yeah. So that's kind of what's happening, man. I mean, I don't know, bro. Hey, look, that's just something to look at. I'm not telling you that the game's everybody's supposed to complete it. There's a lot of people on YouTube, with the game, showing different parts of the game. Like, I guess, like if people get stuck or something like that, you see a whole lot of pages with that. But all in all, I think that and I think somebody put down in one of the Discord that the honeymoon phase is probably over. For Ragnarok, which it probably is. It was all hype. I mean, this is supposed to be. And everybody just probably went back to their Call of Duty.
I want you to realize something, Ricky. Let's think about this. Now, everybody who talked all that about God of War, how long the Elden Ring last?
Elden Ring was all freaking, bro. It was all winter. It was all winter. Like Elden Ring went from the winter. Elden Ring went from the winter through the fall to the summer to the fall. Yeah, Elden Ring had legs. Like when we say legs, a lot of people use that with like movie comparisons. Like, will a movie have? Hey, will it be front loaded? And God of War is absolutely front loaded because it did that 5.1 million. Did you see the drop off? The drop off was like 75% sales. It dropped off like the next week. So God of War is definitely heavily front loaded, and that's why when people tell me that I'm crazy when I say a lot of these games are going to come out being dropped episodic. And I think so because you got this game that clearly cost over $200 million to make. Easy. Over $200 million. So now you got a game that had a budget of about $200 million and you only sell 5.1 million copies. You do sell that the first 5 days or so. That's awesome. But then you lose 75% of those sales. You're down. And so now, where you at? You're down all those sales. And where's this game going to have legs? Now, are you going to come out and tell me that God of War is going to sell 20 million? Yeah, maybe in 4 or 5 years. But they're not going to sell 20 million this year. They're not going to get to 20 million next year. It's just not going to happen. So
you also got to remember, a lot of things these people keep forgetting. You couldn't get a PS5. So
Mm.
guess what? We're gonna bundle this game with this PS5. You don't even gotta crack it open. We still gonna count it as a sale.
Facts.
Here you go.
Yep, as they have to. No, it's not even as they should. It's as they have to. I just think you got to be careful with, saying that a game is, what you say, the greatest of all time or greatest. Let's save that for the Zelda games or something like that, because you can say, "Oh, look, even people not Zelda fans, I guarantee you what, no Zelda game's gonna drop off 70% after the first week. It's not gonna happen."
Well, technically, it is their greatest game of all time.
Oh yeah. But I think, and that's just what one of the topics I always talked about. I said, be careful of how you rate video games. Every game is not 100. You can I saw people giving Ratchet and Clank hundreds.
Just play games that are 70s and 80s.
Yes, like every game, just because you like it, you can't call it 100. You can't. You just can't do it. Like, you might be in love with the way your wife look, but she might not be a dime. She's a dime to you, but she not a dime to everybody else. So you just can't say that. You just can't. So saying that God of War Ragnarok is 100. A lot of people said that it was 100. I don't even think 2018 was 100, and it's not better than 2018. Just because you gave him new fighting mechanics and new puzzles, and now listen, the part where you get to roll with Freya, that's dope. I like that, and I like the fact when you're with Atreus and you can have Thor with you as like a companion or whatever. I mean, you can't control him, but that's cool too. Like, if they have done great things with this game, don't get me wrong, but I don't think they've done enough in this game to say that it's better than the last game. The pacing's all screwed up. The characters talk too much. I think this is probably a game and a half. And when I say a game and a half, Ty, what I mean is maybe they should have made this a sequel of a sequel. Like, maybe this game should have been in the middle, and then you have whatever happened in this game towards the end. Maybe you make it a trilogy. Because I think they try to squeeze too much in, and then it gets long-winded, and you get tired. I fell asleep, sorry. At the part where Atreus is going through the woods with the black girl, the giant, I fell asleep. I literally fell asleep holding a controller. My kids was asking me, "Hey, Dad, you awake?" I'm like, "Man, this game put me to sleep." My youngest son said,
It was necessary though.
yeah, I'm not saying it's necessary. It's not necessary, but hear me out. If you put that in the game, right? Cool. Nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is, don't try to squeeze it all into one game. I think this could have been a two-parter. There's nothing wrong with leaving you on the edge of your seat. Have we not seen the MCU? That works. They don't give you everything at once. Empire Strikes Back didn't give you everything at once. When Star Wars, you knew that. I thought this game should be a trilogy. I think they squeezed too much of the story in there. I think because 2018 got praised for its storytelling, they overdid it. It's like when you tell somebody they can make a good cake, they're going to make 1,000 more cakes. They won't just take it as they made a cake. What they do is they overindulge in what they're good at, and sometimes that's not always a good thing. Because you gave us so much of a story of the game, your combat is lacking now. Your pacing of the game is lacking. That can hurt your game. Now your game is not broken, but it's different. It's longer. And longer doesn't always mean better. It doesn't. Just because a movie's longer doesn't mean it's going to be a better movie. They say brief and sweet. That's what a lot of people like, brief and sweet. And I think they have just...
Game, yeah. You wanted 10 hours? 12 hours?
I think 20 hours is fine. But the fact that I'm 43 hours in, and again, I'm going for the platinum. I'm 43 hours in, and I'm not at the end of the game. I'm getting there. But the fact is, I'm like, my God, I mean, this is a level of Assassin's Creed now with all this time in, and my goodness, it's just a lot for a game like heavy cinematic games. See, that's where I think they're squeezing too much into the game, like I said. You're squeezing in RPG elements, you're squeezing in the storytelling, you're squeezing in the cinematics, and you wanted to change the combat and make that better, and which is fine. All of that stuff is fine. But, you ever have like an everything bagel? or a cheeseburger with everything on it. It don't taste that good. Yeah, you got all the stuff in it, but then after you bite into it, you're like, yeah, you know what? I should just had a plain cheeseburger. Because now I'm bitten to this, man. All the shit's falling out of the side of the bun, and man, it's a mess over here. You know, I can't taste this because there's too much of that, and vice versa. Like, sometimes too much of something is not a good thing. And I think that's what happened with this game. I'm not saying that it's a bad game. Again, before the ponies come out and try to attack me, I will slap them. They try to attack me. Nobody's saying this is a bad game. I'm just telling you that it's not a perfect game. And that's okay. You tell them that the game is, it got what, a 94 Metacritic? I think it's really more like a 90, 91. I don't think it's a 94. I have yet to play a perfect 100.
It's a A- type game?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There are a few A+ in the gaming industry. And I can say that because I've been a gamer for over 35 years. So I can tell you, like, when I got somebody who don't know anything about gaming until they started collecting trophies and achievements, you can't see me. You can tell me about gaming. When you've been gaming your whole life on a wireless controller, you ain't have to have a plug-in controller in, you can't tell me nothing. You see this little background that we got right here, this arcade on the screen? If you've never been to one of these and had to use quarters, you can't tell me nothing about gaming. You can't tell me anything. Nothing.
You mean arcade where you had to fight for your life to get on the goddamn thing?
Yes.
And they wouldn't let you play if you were too young?
That's right. Hey, that's what it is. That's called being a real gamer. So these guys here that tell me, well, my gamer score is this, and I got this many trophies. Bro, they didn't have trophies when I was gaming. There was no such, we had to blow in the cartridges to make them work. Don't tell me about how many achievements you got. Oh, you going through and tell me how many achievements, how many trophies you got. That tells me one thing that you don't got, and that's a life. So don't come telling me that garbage. You know? Oh, I played this. I platinum this. I beat this. I beat that. But you're living at home with your mama. What's wrong with you? Get your priorities straight. But anyway.
Best place to be, free, Ricky.
Hey, I'm just saying, man. Don't. When you want to talk about a subject or something, you gotta be well versed in it, almost like a historian. Like, you can't just say, "Oh, well, this is good for gaming." You started gaming in what, 2005 or 2006. That's not gonna work. You missed 30-something years of the whole freaking thing. You're late to the party. You don't know what songs got played before then. You know, when you got to the World 8 and Mario Brothers, tell me that. When you had a Sega CD, come out at your boy. When you had a 3DO, come out at your boy. Nintendo 64, When you played 007.
When you didn't have a memory card.
Yeah, exactly.
All night.
Yeah, Ninja Gaiden for the NES. There wasn't no passwords or saves. I had to leave that sucker on the whole time before I got home.
So this was before my time.
Yeah, so you know.
Yes, it was, Layvon. You don't know the struggle, and don't let your mama come in and see the game.
Yeah, your mother
you ain't
turn
finna
that
run
off.
my light bulb. You ain't finna run on my light bill and hit that button your whole life.
Or you had a baby sister or brother when you playing, they go press the reset button on the freaking Nintendo and mess you up. You done lost all the place where you was at. That's real life stuff right there. So don't tell me that.
Did you remember the passwords?
Well, you had to write them down. Yeah, you had to write them down, like in Metal Gear. Like the Metal Gear for the NES, you had to write down the password. When you had and if you had one digit wrong, guess what? The game wasn't saved, brother. You all set. You all set. So that's why when I tell people, when they say that God of War is 100, when they said Returnal was 100, Ratchet and Clank was 100, you got to be very careful of what you guys are calling hundreds out here. Because you haven't seen the whole scope. And it's shame on the guys who have long gaming tenures that are giving games like God of War Ragnarok 100 when it's not even close to 100. You know? The first Zelda is 100. Super Mario Brothers 2 is 100. Skyrim is 100.
Wait, what you just say?
You said Super Mario Bros. 2?
Yeah, Super Mario Brothers 2 is 100.
Hell no, Ricky.
I'll tell you why.
No.
And I'll tell you why. Here's why Mario Brothers 2 is 100. Because they didn't fall for the whole sequel thing and making it samey. Like God of War Ragnarok is samey with 2018. Mario Brothers 2, The Legend of Zelda 2 were two totally different games. They didn't rest on their laurels. They didn't
I
rest
can't
on their
agree with you,
laurels.
Ricky.
And that's cool.
I mean, they took a risk.
Yes, they did. They took a risk, and the risk are not being taken by Sony. They've been making the same game since Last of Us. Same game. They've been making the same game. I'm sorry, since Uncharted. Uncharted, Last of Us, God of War, Days Gone, Ghost of Tsushima to a point. Ghost of Tsushima, Infamous Second Son, a little different, heavily cinematic, but I like that game. But yeah, they don't want to take risks because a risk. If you risk $300 million, $500 million, and it flops, somebody's got to lose their job. And nobody wants to take that risk. They're like, hey, look, we being safe with the cinematic stuff over the shoulder. Yeah, let's keep it here. Let's keep it here. Let's not go crazy here. And that's what you got to do after a while. Because listen, I remember there was a time when shooters ruled the world. Remember that? Everybody wanted the first-person shooter type game. And that's when Xbox was popular. The first OG Xbox, which I'm looking at right now that I still have. That was popular. Because it got so good that games like the Chronicles of Riddick, people like those kind of games, the first person experience. And that was a big deal. Halo was in there with all of that stuff, the Call of Duties and all of that stuff. I think Medal of Honor, I don't know if Medal of Honor was first person. I don't remember. But yeah, man, that kind of stuff right there. But now, the third person stuff, it's in now. Is VR going to put a hole in this thing? Are they going to start making a difference? I don't know. But, that's my feelings on God of War. Levon, you want to add to that? Ty, you want to add to that? That was my feelings on it.
I'll let Levon go first.
I never played God of War, so...
Any of them?
No, I never did.
You want to know something interesting? I didn't start playing God of War to God of War 3. I played the other two, but I didn't care about them. I ain't gonna lie to you. God of War 18 was it was good. I didn't think it was gonna be good. I ain't gonna lie, but it's just them cutscenes too dang long. Yeah. Like, bro, I'm finna tell y'all the straight up. I was streaming this morning, and when I was doing the cutscene from with Trey's going to see the black girl, it was so long that I got up and used the bathroom, warmed up my some of that Thanksgiving food, and it was still going.
Yeah.
Still going. I'm like, what the heck?
Now the good thing is though, Ty, you can actually pause the cutscenes now. You don't have, it's not gonna skip over it. I like that fact.
Headphones, and I don't even care. I didn't care what was playing on the screen because it's so damn long. It make you not even care no more. That you can go use the bathroom, go warm up some food, come back and eat the food, and it's still going. Just for you to get out of that to another long cutscene. That's how crazy it is. If the cutscenes weren't so long, it would be great. Because God of War 18, you might get you like a minute and a half, 2 cutscene, then you go back to the game. And I don't know, but I don't think I'm with you, Ricky. I don't think it's maybe a 90.
Yeah, I
maybe
think it's
a 91.
Yeah, my man. That's all I'm saying. Like, I don't want people to think that I'm bashing the game. The wife will tell you. She see me holding this damn white controller every time she comes down here. Okay?
Oh, yeah, another thing too.
So she sees me playing the game. The game is being played. So I'm not sitting here saying
another thing that I don't like about the game. Wait, hold on. Another thing I don't like is how come when you play with other people, they don't do no damage to the dang on
nothing
to the enemies.
But they did fix this though, Ty, from 2018. Now if Atreus or Freya shoots an arrow, the boss will turn around. He's not going to be just focused on me anymore. I did see that improvement because I'm like, wait a minute, Atreus and them is shooting you in the back and you still coming for me. Like, what sense does that make?
So you had to buy the ability.
Yeah. That's right. But yeah, I thought that was cool. I thought that was real cool.
After you buy the ability, because if you don't buy the ability, you can't do it. They won't turn around in them.
Yeah. So
I was looking at that too. I'm like, this is stupid. So you telling me if somebody shooting you in the back of your head, you ain't gonna turn around?
Facts.
You just gonna keep going to the person that's in front of you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. I did have to buy that ability, and I use it, well. I do. Listen, I love a challenge, brother. I like fighting those berserkers. Yeah, kicking my butt. Man, they tearing me up. I like it. That's cool. I like a challenge. I don't like really easy games. I like a game. Listen, because I have 3 children, because I'm always busy. I only really get 2 days to chill out. It's Sunday and Saturday, and usually Monday. And Monday I work. So my time is precious. So I got to pick and choose when I'm going to play something and when I'm going to enjoy it. I don't have 4 hours a night to play a video game. I don't have it.
That's what me either.
Yeah. So, you got to pick and choose your fights here. I wish Levon would have played the game so he can, because if Levon's our guy, he can compare the PlayStation 4 version to the PlayStation 5. I wonder if there is a big difference.
I've been playing Sonic.
Yeah. So we got a Sonic guy here finally. After everybody said it wasn't going to sell anything, what do you think?
So far, it's okay. It's not horrible. It's not Game of the Year material or anything like that. It's okay.
Well, that's good.
The world empty? Because it looked kind of empty when I was watching people play. Because I didn't see nothing.
Well, I've been collecting some hearts and talking to Amy and.
Oh, she's in the game?
Yeah,
Amy's
she's in the game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she is.
I remember her from the Sega CD version.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was in the Sega CD version. Wow. Amy's in the game. All right. Oh, then Sega went back and got all their freaking IP people to say, hey, look, we got to use these.
You just play as Sonic in this game. Like, you don't really get to play anyone else.
Now, is Knuckles in the game?
Yeah, Knuckles is in the game. Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Sonic, Knuckles. Now, what I want to talk, and we really needed Parker today because, I wanted to talk about this Activision merger deal where people giving false information. I really didn't want to talk about it. But before we dig into that, Levon, you got anything on the tech side, brother? Any new tech that you've jailbroken and pirated software?
I just been, playing games, honestly. I've been playing this game called Prototype that came out on PS3 and 360.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
Playing the PS4, remaster on the PlayStation 5, and it's been a pretty fun game so far.
Very
I only
good.
played that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And Ty, right now, family man like myself, you probably only playing God of War right now, right?
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't been playing nothing. I was sick they been sick, and then I got sick, and then that's why I only got like 9 hours in God of War, so I'm struggling right now. I'm trying to hurry up before the Callisto Protocol come out, because that look like it's gonna be good. So that's why I'm trying to hurry up and beat the game. So, but I gotta work 5 to 5, so I only got like 3 hours a night.
Whoa.
Cause I'm trying to save
5
up for
to
my
5?
game. Yeah, because I'm getting married in February, so I got to work a lot of
Oh
overtime.
man, he's all done.
Yeah, I'm gonna be dead, so I'm trying. But that's what I'm looking forward to, the Callisto Protocol. So I like Dead Space. I liked all the other Dead Space games, and it remind me of it. So, but yeah, that and Call of Duty. And I swear to God, I've been cussing I ain't been cussing for a long time, but I played Call of Duty heavy this weekend, and good Lord, they brought the devil back in me.
Oh man, so you've been
tell you.
cursing playing that Call of Duty? That Call of Duty will make you lose your soul.
Yeah, because they changed how you get your guns. Now, I don't like that. They make you use other guns. You got to get certain guns to a certain level to unlock a gun. And the gun I want, it was with a trash gun, so I'm just dying. All you hear is, mother, I swear to, and he ain't even, dude. All you hear is, turn that game off.
Yo,
Turn it
man.
off.
Now,
All you heard was,
now, do you let your kids play Call of Duty, or they're not old enough?
nah, my son, he 5. He ain't playing no Call of Duty. You know what my son want to play with? He want to get on my shoulder and ride me like a horse. That's what my son wants. He don't care about no game. That's the good thing.
My twin boys, they were always fascinated with Destiny because when they were born, that was the only game I can play. Because I had to sit my son on my lap and play it. Because if you put him down, you start crying. So I remember those days. So as they got older, like, Daddy, you playing Destiny? I'm like, nah, I put over 100 hours, 100 days into Destiny, 100 days. And they tell you like your hours played. Yeah, I played over 100 days of that game. Because when they was real little, man, I have no options. I couldn't get. I think I played Skyrim and Destiny. That's all I played when they were real little. So I mean, I really wanted to get into the ABK deal, but it's that part of the show is not going to work without Parker. And I'll tell you why. Because I need Parker. We need Parker to give us pushback. Yeah, we need him to give us pushback. So, unfortunately, Parker's not here. I don't know where Parker is. Parker's the one who makes up all these what's his name?
Hallucinations.
He made well, not only that, Parker talk about some, well, yeah, we're gonna go live on this date and this and that, and this Parker makes the arrangement. You know, he's the elder statesman. He's older than both of us. And then, you know, he no shows. Like, yo, that's crazy. Legendary. Where's Legendary at? Where's Pastor Rose at? Like, what's going on here? So, hey, man, you got to stick to what you know, brother. So, you know, we going to have to do what we going to do. We're going to go and we're going to take care of business. You going to be around tomorrow morning for the NFL show?
Oh, we ain't doing. Yeah, we gonna talk about some of it. You ain't finna let them get away with some of that stuff.
Oh, no, absolutely. We gonna make our points, but we just don't have nobody to fight us. So
yeah, we'll wait till you come back, but they ain't getting away with some of that stuff.
All right, so the first thing, we gonna talk about this. So what I am a little disappointed in is these ponies think that they're out here celebrating, talking about, oh, the deal's gonna get blocked and this. First of all, number one, what you gotta realize, the FTC. Unlike the EU and unlike the CMA, they don't tweet their business. They don't tweet what they're thinking. They don't tweet their strategy. They don't say, well, we're looking to keep things on place. They don't say any of that. What the FTC does is they go behind closed doors. They have 4 people that vote on whether to do a lawsuit or not. They bring somebody in from Microsoft, probably Phil Spencer, probably Satya Nadella, and they go in there and they say, hey, look, this is Call of Duty. This is a Nintendo. This is a PlayStation. Only 2 out of these 3 platforms have this particular game. And the particular platform that sold 114 million doesn't have that game. The other platform that sold 114 million and another 20 million of the PS5 have the marketing rights to said game. That's the only difference. And the fact that COD will be on both systems and possibly on Nintendo, and we're going to keep it there is no reason to say that we can't buy this when we're still providing said game to all 3 parties. There is no way that you cannot let the deal go through just on the strength of that alone. So yes, if Microsoft gets backed in the corner, they're going to sue them. They're going to sue them. They're going to win. Might I ask you now? Did you understand? Do you understand what or do you remember what happened with the FTC getting sued earlier this year, Ty?
Oh, I didn't see that.
All right, so FTC got sued by Amazon when they bought the James Bond rights, and the FTC was dragging their feet on a decision and this and that. So finally, Amazon said, "I'm gonna sue you." And then the FTC was like, hey, look, we don't have that kind of manpower to fight you, so yeah, just take the damn James Bond franchise. We don't want to fight. And I think that's something that you might see that happens with Call of Duty and Activision, because if they try to shut Microsoft down from buying it, they have 3 billion reasons to keep fighting them with their lawyers. You cannot legally shut it. It is not antitrust. It's not a monopoly. There's nothing there for that. These guys at Sony are crying over one game. And that one game that they're crying about, they're telling you that you can have the game for 10 years. We don't care. But this comes down to what every single piece of pony trash talks about, where they downgrade Game Pass all the time and tell you that Game Pass is trash. They tell you Game Pass ain't worth it. By the way, my youngest son has Game Pass. And they all talk bad about Game Pass, but that is what Sony fears. It's Game Pass. They don't want Call of Duty going into Game Pass, because once Call of Duty goes into Game Pass, all the PC players, all the people that have an Xbox will have absolutely no need to go buy it on PlayStation anymore. It's done. It's done. It's done. So it doesn't matter if they pay $70, 70 cents, 70 quid. It doesn't matter. It is done. And they do not want Call of Duty going into Game Pass. That's what the fight is. That's why Sony's not going to take any kind of deal. They're not going to take any 10-year. They're not going to take anything, because they're trying to get the whole damn deal blocked. They don't want the 10-year contract of Call of Duty. They don't want that. They want Call of Duty to be not in Game Pass. But here's the thing. They figure that if it's in Game Pass, then it should be allowed to be in PS Plus. Yo, that is crazy. I ain't never heard of nothing like that. You know, hell, I buy a house, but I got to still let you people live in it. I ain't never heard of such a thing. But, you know, that's how they're thinking right now. And that might...
You heard what Post Up said. They being so fucking greedy that they not even realizing y'all bashing this deal so bad, and they let this deal go through. What's the point of giving it to you?
Well, not only that. This works. See, Sony has embarrassed himself, and they burned the bridge so bad they can't cross the water no more. Because here, what happens now? If the deal, let's just say the deal doesn't go through, because everybody's saying that the deal is going to go through. We all feel that. A lot of people feel it's going to go through. Let's say if the deal doesn't go through. Okay, Activision's not giving you marketing rights anymore. You're done. Because there's a domino effect to this, Ty. You cross the deal, Activision goes bankrupt now. So the CMA or whoever said that nobody can buy them. So guess what? Maybe Microsoft comes in as the white knight and, you know, give them some money to say, hey, look, here's to make Call of Duty. But now it's got to be exclusive to us because you guys can't make it anymore. See, that's the big difference now. Now, if they're bankrupt and they can't make it, now you can sell them because they ain't worth a damn. See, that's the difference here. So now, let's say if the deal doesn't go through, you don't get the marketing rights anymore. Hell, it might not even be a Call of Duty anymore. Now what? So now, the fact that you let Microsoft put $70 billion back in their pocket, does that make them more or less dangerous? What the hell are you doing? I mean, you gotta pick your fights here. Sony is picking a bad fight. You really want these dudes to put $70 billion back in their pocket and go buy something else? I'm telling you right now, I guarantee you, Satya Nadella and Phil Spencer have a freaking escape strategy here. I guarantee you right now they're on the phone with Buddy from Take-Two saying, yo, if this don't go through, let's make this work. 70 billion, what do
or they could just buy the IP, or they could just sell them the IP and the developers.
Or you can do one better than that. You can poach all of the talent from all those studios. Make up a new studio called, I don't know, First Person Shooter Studio, and put all the people from the Activision people and put them over there. You can do that. But that's what I'm saying. Be careful what you wish for, Sony. You're going to give a person almost $1 trillion to make them angry. They'll go out and start buying exclusivity everywhere. Then you can't compete. Then you're screwed. You in here banging about Call of Duty. But when they start taking other things away from you, like say if they took like 2K or something like that and made it available a month ahead of time on Xbox or something like, you're in trouble. Now you're in trouble. Because at the end of the day, more people play Call of Duty, 2K, and FIFA than all that other stuff. So you really better be careful. Tread lightly on what you're doing here. Because you're going to turn around and piss these dudes off, and they will turn it to big bank, take little bank. They're buying the block. They're letting you rent. They can easily buy the block and evict you. Careful what you wish for. I'm trying to tell you, it can get ugly in there because they even told you they were going to still invest in gaming and this and that, whatever. I wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft says, you know what? They want to stop this deal. Let's go buy the Embracer Group. Boom. Now you're in trouble. They just grabbed a bunch of IP. Now you're in big trouble. Because they'll go grab. So you got to be careful. You got to be careful. They don't want to take the deal. Like Hoglog said, shout out to Hoglog. He said, hey, look, the reason why Sony didn't sign that deal is because they either A, don't want this deal to go through at all, or 2, think that they have a real chance of blocking it. And they think, and then maybe both is true. Maybe they think so. But
it's probably both.
Yeah, it's probably both. But the problem is, in the court of law, you can prove that it's not illegal. It's not. There's nothing you can do. You already set the law. See, here's the thing. In government, you can't judge things on the laws that you're trying to come up with. You can only judge things on the laws that are set in place. We can be working on a law that'll stop a big tech company from buying more stuff, but until that said law is signed, you can't stop them. This is probably going to be the last big gaming purchase ever. They're going to try to block all of this. This is the last one. So if Sony wants to try to block this deal, There will be no more deals for anybody to make a game in. All that Sony acquired this. No. If they block this, Sony's not acquiring Square. Sony's not acquiring Capcom. None of that stuff's going to happen. None of it. None of it. None of it. None of that shit's going to happen. So they got to be careful. If you want to block this deal, they're going to stop everything, bro. They're going to stop everything from coming through. And I don't know if they realize that. I guess, maybe they're not into buying stuff because, they're always talking about organically and this and that or whatever. Hell, I don't know. But
And then if you look, PlayStation bought more stuff than Microsoft did.
yeah, it's just the only difference is PlayStation was out here buying hoopties and freaking, ninja cars. And when Microsoft said, hell, I'm going to go buy a dealership. That's the only difference. They're about here buying 5 cars, and Microsoft said, I'll just go buy the dealership. That's all. And I think that's what is going to hurt them. I think they got to be careful. They got to be very careful, because that's what's going to happen. Because they're not playing with them anymore. Because now you have see companies don't really get mad until you mess up their money, and blocking this deal is going to mess up their money from 4 different ways. They're not going to get the Activision deal they thought they was going to get. They're not going to be able to invest in their mobile market like they want to. They're going to have to pay $3 billion because the deal didn't go through. And, a whole lot. But I don't think it comes to that. I still think the deal goes through. I think the FTC is an American body. I find it hard to believe that the FTC is going to block the home team from trying to acquire something. I do think they will make them sign a consent decree to where they have to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation for X amount of years. And Microsoft didn't want that in writing because they can easily pull a rug from at any time. But they're going to have to get that in writing from the FTC. And I think then the deal goes through. Because even the article that everybody's sitting here getting a boner over, in that same article they said, look, it's no guarantee that there's going to be a lawsuit. Because you can come to the table and negotiate. If the FTC doesn't like something, they can say, hey guys, look, we need this from you in order to make it go through. And Microsoft would just give it to them. What is stopping Microsoft from just canceling Call of Duty forever and just make up another name? Now it's not Call of Duty anymore. You can't stop them. They can do any way they want to work this, they can do it. The same way, remember when, I don't know if you remember Levon or Ty, remember when Fox owned the X-Men, right? Remember that?
Yeah.
So Fox owned the X-Men, and they wouldn't let Marvel or Disney use any of the X-Men, like the whole Quicksilver thing. They had a fight with because they had a Quicksilver in Avengers, and they had a Quicksilver in one of the X-Men movies, right? So then they wouldn't work with it. Marvel begged Fox, please let us use Quicksilver. They're like, no, we're putting him in the X-Men movie. So you know what Disney did? Disney had the X-Men killed off in the comic books on purpose. They had them knocked out of there. Yeah, they were like, get him out of here. Yeah, like, we don't own the movie rights to him. Get him out of here. Boom. Get him out. That's what they did. And
look at the Incredible Hulk. We haven't seen a Incredible Hulk movie in a minute.
Because I don't think they can make no more.
They can't because Universal owns the movie rights. So the Hulk can only be a supporting character in the Marvel movies.
Can't be a lead.
No, he cannot be a lead character. He can only be a supporting character.
Sucks.
Yeah, so he can't. But let's be honest, we're saving ourselves. Those Hulk movies were kind of trash. Hulk is not a lead role type of superhero. He's a hired gun. He's a bouncer at a club.
He ain't that. The Hulk that was that, they got rid of him. Because if Thanos would have hit the other Hulk in the throat, Hulk would have hit his face all the way through that mountain.
Well, to counteract that, and we might need a comic book show. To counteract that, Thanos did have the Power Stone at the time he beat up the Hulk. So that explains why the Hulk got dominated.
No. Go back and look. He beat him with straight hands.
Yeah, but he had the Power Stone in the gauntlet.
Listen, Ricky. When he beat up Hulk, he beat him with straight hands, and Hulk couldn't do nothing. He neither got mad nor he got bigger or stronger the whole time he was fighting him. Go back and watch that fight. They switched the Hulks. That's not the Hulk when you hit him or you hurt him and he gets stronger and faster and bigger. That's not the same Hulk.
Well, you're thinking of World Breaker Hulk. That's World Breaker Hulk. He's got
No, the original Hulk they had before they made him to that soft man.
Oh, that,
You mean Savage Hulk?
well,
Yeah, the
or
one
Grey
who fought
Hulk.
Savage
Abomination.
Hulk.
Yeah, the one who fought Abomination, and
Okay.
that Hulk.
You mean the Hulk that's a bit doom?
Yeah, yeah.
Smash.
So that's why I said, yeah, that it was. They did him in anyway, so it didn't make a difference.
Did him dirty. So,
They really did.
so I'll ask the panel before we get up out of here. Levon, what do you think about the Activision deal? Do you think it'll go through, or do you think it's gonna get blocked?
I think it'll go through.
Ty?
I think it's gonna go through. They just gonna fight them all the way to the end.
Exactly.
It's probably gonna happen like a month or two before.
Yeah, and I
Well,
think the
they
same
ain't
thing too. I think the FTC, because here's one of the things: Microsoft's one of the biggest lobbyists in America, and America needs money. They ain't gonna cut them off. They're gonna make Microsoft do a little dance before they approve the deal. That's all. It's not gonna. I don't. Even if it's a lawsuit, it doesn't mean that the deal is blocked. They're gonna want concessions. That's all. Like, people don't understand this. They see people write an article, and they haven't been following. Because all the Sony people can say is, you're not getting the Activision deal. When it doesn't matter if Microsoft gets it or not. You're still getting COD, so it's not like they were taking anything from you anyway. So what are we celebrating here? Even for Microsoft, what are we celebrating? You're not getting anything new. It's the same old stuff. You're not getting anything new. You're not getting anything exclusive. So
well, in defense of the people who have an Xbox, you get to get it in game.
yes, that is true. That is very true.
So I can see why they excited. Plus, like I was telling somebody, you just think of it this way: they got 3 developers for Call of Duty, and I told somebody, what if they made their own? What if What if they kept that game on there, and then they made one exclusive game for Xbox? So they still rotated around with Black Ops, Modern Warfare, and another one. But what if they all 3 of them took turns rotating on one exclusive shooter for Xbox? How would you feel about that? Now I was talking to Parker about that. I was talking to Parker about that. And he was trying to argue like, no, that's stupid. That's stupid.
No,
but I said, why would it be stupid if you got 3 different
They do it for
developers
Final Fantasy. They
rotating
do it
on
for
one
Final
game?
Fantasy for Square. They do it for Final Fantasy. You get Final Fantasy that's going to come on the Xbox, and then you have the one that's going to stay on PlayStation. They keep adding content. What is that, 16, 14, whatever? I don't know.
Oh, I think 16 only a 6 month. I think that's only a 6 month exclusive.
One of them they have is like a RPG, Final Fantasy, like you know what I mean, like one of the MMOs, and that's exclusive to PlayStation.
14.
Yeah,
14.
yeah, it's exclusive to them, but they still make all the other ones, so it might be a situation like that. Might be.
I was explaining that to him, like, you got 3 different developers, and they all make a game every 2 years, so how come they can't take turns rotating around on one game till it's finished?
You know what?
So-
See, that's why we needed Parker. You know, we'll take care of you, Parker. We're gonna get your ass. We're gonna beat his ass. So we might actually have a little gaming on our NFL show tomorrow morning. Because if Parker shows his face, I know his Bills are struggling. They don't look as good. Meanwhile, the Cowboys out here looking like world beaters, you know. But my Raiders are struggling, so you know how that is. But anyway,
Fly Eagles.
before we close the show, I think that I'll be able to platinum this Ragnarok by the end of I don't know, maybe by Monday. I think. And you still you still got a while to go, Ty.
I got a while ago. I'm gonna play some today and some tomorrow. Try to knock it out the way.
So Levon, what are you trying to knock out this week?
Probably, still playing Prototype or something.
All right, fair enough.
Levon famous. Levon been on somebody YouTube. What was that dude YouTube you was on, Levon?
Levon be getting it in, bro. He got more subs.
RGT85.
Levon made it to the big times. He bigger than us now.
Oh, facts. He is bigger than us. That's Levon right there. Or I think he love. He got an LA and an apostrophe now.
Levon.
LA with an apostrophe now.
He French now.
Yeah.
Levon.
Yeah.
That's his name. Levon.
Levon. All right, folks. For the y'all that are still in here, who were in here, hit the like button, subscribe. We'll catch y'all tomorrow morning, right before my the marshal comes by and give me those eviction papers that I'm serving to one of my tenants. This is gonna be an interesting show. So, shout out to everybody that came through. We will be back tomorrow morning. We're gonna get some.
Eagles.
Oh, fuck, here we go again. Well, the Cowboys ain't got no game this week. You know, we did our dirt on Turkey Day. So that's what that is, brothers. Levon, thanks for stopping through. All my co-hosts, people that are on the panel, will be getting New Year's gifts or Christmas gifts from the Rick personally. Personally, the Rick is giving out gifts, folks. He's giving out gifts, and we'll stay tuned for that. But see, the thing is, I want to do the show after y'all get the gift, so we can put them on stream. Say, hey, look, this is what Rick gave us, because he's appreciative, and he's a rich nigga. But anyway, I get up with y'all. Thanks for coming through. I'm gonna get back to this Ragnarok and try to platinum this because, well, that's all I got right now, and then I'll get back to that Gotham Knights. All right, fellas, thanks for coming.